First of all, I would like to thank the Institute of International and Foreign Affairs for the invitation. It is a big honor for me to be here, and it is a good opportunity to give more information about Bulgaria, because I'm afraid this is the biggest problem of our country. And second, I would like to apologize, my English, it's very poor, but I try to make the PowerPoint presentation, and this information will be here, and you can use not only the information, but also the whole, after the presentation, I will be happy to receive from you your questions and comments, and to think it's a good possibility and opportunity to have Bulgarian of the agenda of island, and especially in this time, in the time of crisis, in difficult times for the EU, and I think we have to know more about each other and to support each other, and to use the possibilities of the solidarity. So when I try to show you, it's the presentation, the structure of the presentation is the information about Bulgaria. After that, I shall try to demonstrate, to show you the way Bulgaria in the last time, after the changes in the 90s, and also the difficulties in this time, and after that, the success and the progress of Bulgaria. Also, in the presentation, you will have the information about the utilization of the money from the pre-accession funds, and also of the EU funds, and the macroeconomic situation in Bulgaria today, and also how Bulgaria try to manage the situation against the crisis. You see Bulgarian as a geographic location. It's a part of the Balkan Peninsula. It is not so big country. The capital is Sofia, about 1.5 million people. The country population 7.7. And it is interesting that we have a very interesting ethnical composition. You see, we have 85% Bulgarian, and the ethnical group from Turkish people is very big. The religions, Orthodox and also Muslim. Bulgarian is a parliamentary republic, and the currency is Bulgarian lev. The review of the general framework of the accession process. Bulgaria's success and the big success in the new history of Bulgaria, this is the membership of the EU, and I can only confirm that it was the big goal for Bulgaria, and also there has always been political consensus on the matter of Bulgarians' accession to the EU. The review of the general framework shows us that Bulgaria submitted the application in December 1995, and after that, in 1999, we received the green light for the beginning of the accession, and the negotiations were opened in February 2000. Bulgaria closed 31 chapters of the negotiation, and of the conference in Luxembourg, it was the decision that all of the chapters are closed, and the Brussels European Council confirmed this in December 2004. And as with Romania, Bulgaria, we became our membership in the beginning of 2007. But it is important to say that for Bulgaria it was not so easy, and Bulgaria embarked on the process of economic and political transformation from a more unfavorable starting point compared to the other countries in South and East Europe. It was it was a difficult time in the time, as the focus of the investments was of Poland, Czech Republic, Hungary. It was not so easy for Bulgaria. It was the time in the middle of the 90s with difficult land restitution, with difficult restoration of property rights, and from the geographical point of view, it was a very pity and a very strong time, in difficult time, because of the war in ex-Yugoslavia. In this time, it was also the hyperinflation period in Bulgaria, the problems with the banks, and altogether, this was the starting situation for Bulgaria, and we have to learn from this bad experience and to make our steps in the right direction to the EU. It was the possibility to use the pre-accession instruments, and 3 programs were established and launched by Bulgaria. The first program, pre-accession program, was the FAR program, beginning in the 1989, and after that there are some money and financial resources through the FAR program, but it was the aim to have the preparation of the country for the EU membership, and after the accession, the FAR programming stopped in 2007. The transition facility was installed. At the moment, we have, you know, from the summer last year, some problems with some projects of the FAR program, and after the changes, structural changes, personal changes, and in the bodies which managed the FAR program, we have at the moment, we are in the moment of preparing a request to the EU Commission for lifting the suspension of the EU money from the program FAR. The next one, this is the pre-accession instrument. It is the program ISPA, and this program is the instrument for structural policies and special for support of the candidate states in bringing the environmental and the transport policies in the standards of the EU. It is modeled on the Cohesion Fund, which invests in large-scale environment and transport, and this program is working in Bulgaria until 2010. And as you see, the financial resources for this whole period is for 1.5 million euro. The next pre-accession instrument, this is the special program for the agriculture and rural development. And it is a program for the period from 2001 until 2008. And at the moment, we have achieved the extension of this program until the end of the 2009. There are some problems also by this program, and at the moment we are working together with the Commission and with the representatives of the DG Olaf from Brussels to clean this system and this program especially. There are some problems with the utilization of this program, and this was the reason that the Commission has the suspension for the program support for 3 majors. But in the last months, we, after the efforts done by the government, we have achieved to have the implementation is prolonged to the end of the 2009. And at the moment, we expect the visit of the Commissioner of Fisher-Boel to Bulgaria. And I think we can expect to lift the suspension of the 3 measures. The next, you can see that the conclusions of the 3 programs, it was not only a simple mechanism for money transfer from the EU. I think it was a big support for Bulgaria to prepare Bulgaria in the pre-accession time, and also it was necessary for the establishment for the special bodies in Bulgaria, and also to affect the environment in which the domestic institutions operated. The three programs shaped the national institutions and the policies and ensured the political and economic achievements to the EU, of the EU, and to give the Commission the assurance that this preparing is fulfilled and Bulgaria can be a proper member of the EU. It's the lessons from the three pre-accession funds or programs is that more ownership is needed by the national authorities and to fulfill the commitment of our side. And also it is a good support and a good instrument for the foreign investors to be stimulated to come to Bulgaria. And also, it was a big support for Bulgaria, for the Bulgarian business, and for the Bulgarian people. Primary attention has to be given to improve the infrastructure, as it has a direct impact on the standards of living and facilitates people and business. Through these lessons and through this experience, in the pre-accession time, I think we have learned that we need mutual trust between the Bulgarian institutions and the Commission, and we have to improve this trust and the dialogue with the Commission. It's the key issue and the key question also at the moment for Bulgaria. More dialogue with the society to encourage the changes in the country and to have a real democracy in the country, and also to support the business and the NGOs in the society. It is a process of learning, it is a process of integration, and it is with accession on the 1st of January, it was only the beginning of the integration, and it is a long way and a long time, and it is not easy to say, as a member, we know all the things and we can manage all the problems. I would like to show and to demonstrate the second part of the development of Bulgaria after the accession, and through the National Strategic Reference Framework, we planned the policy of Bulgaria for development for the time 2007 and 2013. There, Bulgaria outlines 4 national strategic priorities for achieving the medium-term objectives of the cohesion policy. It is, first of all, the basic infrastructure improvement, to increase of human resources quality, which stress over the employment, and to encourage the enterprises, the good business environment and good management, and also to have the balance in the regions of the country. This is also the picture of the programming documents, and you see there are 7 operational programs to manage the money from the EU funds through 7 operational programs for regional development, development of the competitiveness of the Bulgarian economy, the human resources, environment, transport and administrative capacity, and also very, very important for Bulgaria, the National Development Plan for the Agriculture and Rural Development Plan, and also the National Strategic Plan for Fishery and Aquaculture. By the agriculture fund or plan, we have to manage also 3.2 billion euro for the time from 2007 until 2030. This is the scope and the financial plan for the programming period 2007-2013. And you see it's about 12 billion euro for the whole programming period. And for the first period from N+3, they are about 3.2 billion euro. This is the picture of the whole operational programs, and at the moment I would like to show you, this is the picture of the contracts concluded under the different operational programs. It was in the period of 2007 and until December 2008, and it is a big progress in the last time in this 7 months after May 2007. It is, we try to speed up the process and to learn in the process not only to change the systems and to strengthen the control systems, but also to give the speed to the process and to give more information and transparency into the process. The planned measures for the 2009, this is for this period for this year, and we try, as I said, to speed the process and to have them, to give more information to the beneficiaries, and by the 3 billion euro, we have at the moment 1.3 billion euro contracted by the whole of the operational programs. This is the situation at the moment, and as I said in the beginning, in May 2008, they were contracted only about 54 million euro. At the moment, we are on the situation by 1.3 billion euro. And it is for this small time, for this short time, it is a big success, but it is also, there are some and big efforts from the Bulgarian institutions and also some measures on the field to strengthen the administrative capacity, to improve the control systems, and as I said, to involve the NGOs and the whole society in the process. The EU funds of the actual status at the moment, and also the special priorities for this year, it is to have for the whole operational programs the achievement of positive compliance assessments. This is the special requirements from the Commission, and we have to fulfill some conditions to have the positive compliance assessments. This will give us the possibility to continue to use for the utilization of the EU funds for the period until 2030. And this is connected to the improvement of the model for operational programs management, and it is also our efforts in the direction of simplification and lightening of the procedures, increasing of the advance payments, and as I said, to give more, to provide more transparency and more information to the people and to give them the chance to be involved, to participate on this process. It is very, very important condition from the Commission to have, to give the assurance that the central audit body is good operating, is good working, and also the administrative capacity. There are the most important conditions to have to achieve the positive compliance assessments. It is very hard work in the last time, in the last some months, and I can say we try step by step to improve our system and also to give the assurance to the Commission and also to the Member States that we are on the right way, on the right track, but it is a learning process, and it is not so easy to achieve the big progress or success. And in this time, we need also the support from the Commission and also the experience from the Member States. These are only to show the measures from our side in the last time, and also to describe the priorities for 2009. On the focus of the attention of the government for the 2009 is also a special focus of the infrastructure development of transport, environment, and regional development, and also in the time also of the crisis. It's very important to have to give the support for the small and the medium business, for the small and medium enterprises, and to give them the financial conditions for the development. Also, a special issue and special measures from the government to ensure the bridge credits for the beneficiaries, and especially this for the not only for the enterprises, but for the non-government organizations, governmental organizations, and for the municipalities. We are on the way. We have a very good contact to the European Investment Bank, and I expect in this month to have to open a special office from the European Investment Bank in Bulgaria, and also to have to open an office of the Jaspers Consulting in Bulgaria. Very important for the preparing of the big infrastructure projects. And we have also in our priorities the fulfillment of the obligations of Bulgaria under Schengen facility. The flag fund, this is a special instrument to support the municipalities in Bulgaria. Some words about the mechanism of cooperation and verification and the progress in Bulgaria. It is a special mechanism established by the Commission in the end of 2006, and this mechanism is for the monitoring from the side of the Commission to follow the reforms in the justice system in Bulgaria, and also in the field and also the reform in the Ministry of Interior. This is a special mechanism with benchmarks, especially in the judiciary and fight, and also in the field of the to fight against corruption and organized crime. The reason for to establish this mechanism, there were the problems concerning accountability and effectiveness of the judiciary system and the law enforcement bodies. And I can see that this mechanism is working on the basis of the 6 months monitoring. And the last, it was the deadline of the 31st of March, starting in 2007. And the last big report from the Commission was in the summer 2008. And at the moment we have the last technical report is from the February this year. This is the more information about the submitting of technical assistance also from the Commission, but we can see that is the more important that we have to do our homework. The last interim report of the Commission was in February this year, and we are proud to say that Bulgaria has achieved, this is the text from the report of the Commission, Bulgaria has achieved a significant progress from the summer 2008 up to now in the problematic spheres, reform in the judicial system, fight against corruption and organized crime. but we have to continue with the efforts and to fight the problems, and we have to make other changes in the legislation, but also it is a question of generation changes in this system. They are also from the government special measures in fight against corruption, and they are in three directions. After one side, this is the institutional measures, and there are some reconstructing measures. First of all, it's the Deputy Prime Minister responsible for the EU funds. I became also in May the responsibility for the Special Council to fight against corruption and problems by the EU funds. And also the last decision from the government was to chair the Special Committee on Prevention and Counteraction to Corruption by the Council of Ministers. We have also the Special Committee on Fight Against Corruption by the judicial system. It is by the Judicial Council and by the Parliament, and it is between the three bodies is a Special Council on Coordination of the activities concerning the fight against corruption. This is only one example. After that, we have, this is the information that from the last year is the decision of the Council of Ministers to establish a special post for the Deputy Prime Minister responsible for the EU funds, for more coordination, for better cooperation, and for more control in these systems. It is also very important to stress that, as I said, we have a very good cooperation in the last time with the EU Commission, with especially with DG Agri and DG Regio, and also with Olaf. And it was my request to DG Olaf to have a special mission from Olaf in Brussels to Bulgaria, to send to Bulgaria. And since May 2008, we have every month for 2 weeks a special mission from Olaf. And this mission is concentrate of the problems and the problems projects on the SAPAT program. This is only an example of the different measures taken by the government. By the legal measures on the field of legislation, there were also some measures and connected to the amendments in the Constitution of the Republic of Bulgaria. This was the requirement of the Commission and is linked to our efforts and expectation of the Commission for the mechanism of cooperation and verification. It is the new Judiciary System Act from August 2007, and also very important amendments to the Public Procurement Act from this year, from the last year in October, but in force since 1st of January 2009, a special law for the conflict of interests, and this act is also in force since the 1st of January, and the amendments of the State Financial Inspection, also from November 2008, and the amendments of this act, they are corresponding to the direction of the directives of the Commission, and to give the possibility for the representatives from Olaf to to work together with the Bulgarian bodies and to have the разследването, как беше? The investigation, yes, the investigation possibility in the cases in Bulgaria. It's very, very important that of the idea of the Prime Minister and with the decision of the government was established a special agency for national security, and the act is in force also since the 1st January of 2008. The organizational measures, they are in different directions, but as you see, it's the close cooperation with Olaf and the special measures in the bodies, in the institutions of Bulgaria, and not only linked to the institutions, but very important, and for me as a priority, the cooperation with the NGOs and the different structures in the society, and to give more and more information, to have the simplification and the lightening in the procedures. This is the prevention, and this gives the possibility for the control from the society, and also to encourage the society to be involved in the process of the using of the EU funds. And last but not least, some words about the situation in Bulgaria, and especially about the macroeconomic indicators. I try to show you the figures from the macroeconomic situation in Bulgaria, and also when you compare, or for the time from 2000, from the year 2000 until 2008, and you see the tendency in the development in the country in the last, in the period of the 8 years back. The GDP growth rate stable and growing, the GDP per capita base of the Europe per housing, the annual inflation, as you see, for 2008, 7.1%, the foreign direct investments, 16% from GDP, and also very important, the public debt. When you compare to the year 2000, about 75% from GDP, and after 8 years, we fulfilled the Maastricht criteria, and it is only 16% from GDP. The next one, say the development in Bulgaria until 2000, the year 2000 and 2008, and you see it's a very good and strong development of the Bulgarian economy in the last 8 years. The Bulgaria today has GDP growth rate. This is the forecast for this year, and you see on the positive field. At the moment, it's only forecast. There are different scenarios at the moment, but I try to show and to demonstrate that it is a stable situation in Bulgaria when we compare with other countries in the EU. By economic sector, you can see the structure of the Bulgarian GDP, and I would like to show you especially the fulfillment of the Maastricht criterion. And as I said, in 1997, by 105% from GDP, at the moment, the lowest by 16% government debt in percent of the GDP. By the unemployment, it is the situation you see, the development in the last 13 or more, 16, 17 years. and it was a very high percent of unemployment. At the moment we have, in the beginning of 2009, 6.5%. In the end of the 2008, it was 5.8%. The impact of the crisis is to see in small growing of this of the unemployment. At the moment, the Bulgarian government tried to manage the crisis situation, and it was in the end of the 2008 the first step of the government to establish a special package from measures against the crisis, and they are in different direction on the financial aspect, also of the economic aspect, and the third one of the labor market. At the moment, it's for Bulgaria very important to maintain the currency board. The currency board was established in Bulgaria in 1997. It is the political decision to maintain the currency board in the country until the enter to the EU zone. Yes? Yes. And the Bulgarian leva, the Bulgarian currency, is current fixed to the euro at the moment. Also, it's the ambition of the government to keep the positive balance, 3% from the GDP plus. It is a surplus management, a surplus, budget surplus, and to increase the guaranteed minimum deposit by more than 150%. It was by 20,000 euro. At the moment, is up to 50,000 euro. The next steps of the financial aspects is the improving of the credit conditions and providing for additional credit resources. And the Bulgarian Development Bank received 250 million euro, and this will serve as an incentive for the banks to support the small and medium enterprises in developing their production activities. And also another special measure from the government, this is the capital costs allocated for all economic sectors by 2 billion and 80 million euro. It is a special measure, and it is in force. On the economic aspect is also to repeat the 2.8 billion euro from the government, from the national budget, and also more investments in modern transport, energy, and communication infrastructure. And it was also decided by the government the establishing of the investment parks network, also the promotion of competitive investments and innovations, and to increase of energy potential. These are the most important measures of the economic aspect. The next one is to maintain the favorable conditions for an active foreign trade development, and to try to find new market possibilities for the Bulgarian products. The development of the activity of the Capital Investment Fund and of the National Guarantee Fund for the Bulgarian Development Bank, and also to increase the credit limit of the Bulgarian Export Insurance Agency. These are the most important measures of the economic field, and also to keep the lowest taxes, income taxes, and also the flat rate taxes in Bulgaria, as you see, is only 10%. the strict implementation of the better regulation program, and I can continue also with the structure and cohesion funds in Bulgaria. This is another and very good instrument against the crisis, and this is belongs also to the measures of the government. Of the social aspect, is important that the government made also some steps, and you see it's social insurance for the employers. They was reduced by 2.4 percentage points in support of the business. There are 95 million euro planned for employment, and also measures for programs in 2009 for the National Employment Action Plan, and the implementation of projects by the operational program Human Resources. And through this operational program, we'll ensure employment of 11,000 people, and also the training for other 47,000. There are the other measures and steps from the government, but it is very important to stress and to underline the efficient integration of the country into the European labor market, and to have the flexibility and flexible contract relations between employers and employees, and the active labor market policy. I think it's also a question of discussion with our colleagues and partners of the other member states. Bulgarian, it's not a problem, and it is not a danger for the other countries in the EU. It is, especially the stable lifelong learning system is adopted, and it is good working in Bulgaria, and also the modern social insurance system. And as conclusion, I can say that Bulgaria shows a very mixed picture. It is a country with advantages, with progress and success, but also with problems. We are at the moment in the process of learning, of the integration, but I think Bulgaria is a reliable and predictable member of the EU, and it is more a win of the EU to have Bulgaria in the family of the EU countries. And I think Bulgaria is also a very important country in the region of the Balkans as a stability factor on the Balkans, and with the supporting the neighbor countries on the Balkans, but also supporting the countries in the Black Sea region. And I can confirm we export of democracy and economic stability in this region. It is another profit for the EU that Bulgarian give his contribution to the enlargement of the common market and also of the stability in this region. And it is an enrichment of the European culture and historical heritage through the Bulgarian culture and millennium history. We have a very beautiful nature. I'm happy to hear in Ireland it's favor, and it's known that our ski resorts and also the good wine, and so we are happy that we have people from Ireland in Bulgaria, and this the figures from these people is growing. I think it is this is the conclusion. I think the advantages and the positive sides of Bulgaria, they are more than the problems and the dangers. And I can only invite you to come to Bulgaria, to visit the country, to contact the people, and to enjoy the hospitality and the friendship of the Bulgarian people. Thank you very much for your attention.